Hello there, beautiful beings. It's November 5th, and this is my youngest boy's birthday. Double digits. He's 10 today. Yay! We did dinner last night at, he went to Eastside Mario, so we went there. It was really, it was so cute. So, yeah. Lots of stuff going on. Had some triggers. So, yeah, it was a nice, fun weekend. Took myself into the hospital. Well, had to phone somebody I didn't really want to phone, but, you know. And then somebody showed up that I'm like, oh, yeah, that. And then it's totally mixed in me, right? Totally mixed in me. Anyways, we'll get into that another time. Let's get into our daily guidance for today. I miss yous on the weekends. But then, it's so busy and hectic that to get that in. And again, please, that video, Free Flowing Friday, I know, I watched that, went through everything, and I'm, got embarrassed, wee bit, but that was me raw. That's what I was going through in those moments. Everything is fine. Got my rent covered like I knew it would be. Then I'm just throwing the cards all over the place. Right? And because I have a great reputation, I mean, they're like, no, thank you. It's like, so, I'm so grateful for that. So, everything is fine, but it's in those moments, right? I was just sharing what's going through my mind in those moments, the processing of it, right? And then it keeps going until I know it's taken care of and I can't. Like my trip to the hospital because I had a pain in my back. I had to go and have a doctor tell me it wasn't my kidney because I had a kidney infection before where I was told if I didn't get in on time, I would have had to be given it intravenously. So there's no way I could afford a hospital stay. Even though on some levels that kind of sounds nice, right? Just to be taken care of. But then, there's a bit of, yeah. Yeah, it's a mixed feelings, but it was okay. It's just the muscles. He gave me a prescription for muscle relaxers, which I'm not filling. I make my own medicines and they work fine for me because I know what's in them. Hey, not just for me, They work for others as well. Anyway, so here we go. Let's call in all our directions. Hope you had a wonderful weekend and, let's hope you have a beautiful week. Send all that love out there in front of you to have a beautiful week. We're calling in all the directions. We feel whole and complete. So we go to the east for the path of illumination, the fire, the man, the south, the water, the child, the emotions, the west, the earth, the woman, the place of introspection. There in the north is the wisdom years, the air, the spirit. And as the quadrants, as our personal medicine wheel, each of us personal medicine wheels, we have our mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. Those are our quadrants. We want balance in each. It's another little exercise. You can draw yourself a circle and put in the 4 quadrants. And how do you balance that out? What do you do for yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually? How do you do your self-care? You can do a self-care wheel just like that and it shows how you're balancing. So on our red road, we walk from childhood south, right? South is the coyote, right? The trickster, the innocence. Coyote also stands for that innocence as we're learning, right? And we go to the north, our wisdom years, right? As we mature, we go that way into the dreaming where we see, and what we dream becomes our reality. Our thoughts become our realities. We start to learn. We grow wise with that as the experiences turn into wisdom. And then we go to our, blue road of spirit. And that goes from the east where we get that clarity. And we go to the west for the deep dive introspection. Right? That's the blue road. It goes from east to west as the sun. You can count on that. You can count on spirit. You can count on the sun. That's right. Right? That's the truth as protection. Right? Because as we go inside and we get that introspection, we have that clarity, we do that deep find, we find that truth as protection, that we are all one. We are all in this together. As we help ourselves, we're helping others. Right? As we find that inner peace, we're helping to bring peace into this world. So, and then we also call in the above and below and within. May open up to feel those messages for today to help you where to focus today. Lessons to keep an eye out. Or if you're looking at this later, wow, that was that's what that was all about today. Everything is a lesson. What can we learn? Right? Right or wrong? Mistakes or lessons? Does it help you or does it hurt? Does it bring you peace or no? Right? Let's make our choices based on love. Based on love, not on fear. Right? It can be a hard switch to make. Thank you. All our relations and guiding us and all these lessons that we will all go through at one time or another. These are life lessons, right? This is not telling the future. These are our life lessons and helping us to reflect with a different lens to look at their past and how that's built us to who we are now, right? So, let's see today, what can we learn about ourselves today? Walk on this path, and then this animal is going to help us. We can learn today that when we cry, that's okay. It purifies our tears. The sweat lodge is all about returning to the womb of Mother Earth. And we use the grandmothers and grandfathers. Those are the stones and the rocks that are heated up and brought into the sweat lodge. And where we pray, we tap in. This is our time to connect with Mother Earth and with our Creator Source. So we can do that just on our own. We don't have to go to an official sweat lodge ceremony. We can purify ourselves by thinking of those and releasing and allowing the tears to flow by things like Friday. You don't have to do the YouTube channel, but allowing yourself to process whatever feelings are coming up, acknowledging them and not stuffing them. You know, like for me, Friday, that brought a whole lot of stuff up from beginning of the year, which didn't have to do with what was upsetting me actually on Friday. But then when you look at the bigger scheme of it, it's those feelings I feel about those finances and me making those shifts, because I recognize we need that exchange as well in this earth, right? So, purifying our thoughts by acknowledging them and our feelings, right? We got to feel to heal. We'll say it all the time. I'm not the first to say it. Does not come from me. Comes through me. Feel to heal, okay? Came through others too, and that's where I learned it, picked it up. Feel to heal. And that's how we go through the rebirth. We have to release everything that we are not, right? And then we learn, we can be reborn into who we truly are. Who we've always been, because it's always there. We cannot separate from ourselves, though it feels like that. We can block off and whatever, I don't want to feel that, I'm going to stuff it, put it, but it's still there. It's always there. So we can cleanse and purify those old beliefs and allow those to die so we can be reborn into our new beliefs, the things that help us to grow and flourish, right? The things that turns our shit into fertilizer, and then watering with those tears, and then we have that rebirth, right? Just takes a little, right? It's a tiny little seed you plant in there. You take a little acorn and look at how big. That's one of the biggest, strongest trees. Comes to the oak tree. What it comes from is that little tiny seed. We all came from little tiny seeds and sperms. There we go, right? Look at the miracle. Look at the miracle you are. We're all miracles, right? We're all weirdos, right? Yes, who I am externally reflects divine originality, right? Who you are externally reflects divine originality. Sure does. Okay, so male and female energies now. Male's jumping up. It's there. The female, and this one's wanting to come out here. And this one. Okay. Whoops. So, in our rebirth today, what are those actions that we could take to help us to look at how we are being reborn? version of ourselves, or our beliefs, our faith, or renewal, right? Rebirth, renewal. All of the new abilities, right? Tapping in to that because they've all been there. So they're not really new. It's just allowing them to be expressed because we were expressing others thinking these ones were no good, right? So now it's time to take those, maybe those ones that helped us to survive. And now we need, it's time to thrive. So we need to allow those new abilities to come through, right? No matter what, it's to help the world. We help ourselves. We help all, right? And we don't deceive ourselves anymore because we're just as special as anybody else, okay? I mean, we might all be, the most special to someone, right? But we're all special on this earth, every single one of us, and we each have our own unique abilities, even if they look the same as somebody else. We all do it in our own ways, right? That's the truth of it all. So as we tap in and we allow ourselves and we purify all that stuff that's not our beliefs, where we allowed ourselves to be deceived, or where we hadn't even known that we were deceived, we're not trusting our own bodies, so we allowed ourselves to be led down a path that was not for us. Because it's not for us to walk anybody else's path but our own, right? Anybody that says you must do it this way, right? You need to find your own way. Many paths to the same destination, okay? You find your way. There is no one right way. There is no wrong way. There's no right or wrong. What hurts, what helps. What's helping you to grow and expand? What's not helping you to grow and expand? What's actually hurting you, right? Blocking you. And it's all in ourselves. So don't deceive yourselves. We have the power to change our minds, to change how we react to that outside, to change the effect that it has on us, right? We can give it new meaning. That's up to us. Right? Give it new meaning. I can be embarrassed about that free-flowing Friday, or I can go, no, look it, hey, I'm not the only one that goes through these emotions and can go up and down like that, and especially during cycles. Men have cycles too, not just women. Human beings have cycles. We're all little planets. We're affected by the other planets. So, I can be embarrassed by that, or I can choose to feel, no, that's empowering because I put myself out there raw, right? This is me, raw and unedited, which is not what most people have seen me as, because most of my life it's been that edited self to put on the smile and everything's okay and looking at the silver lining and don't get down. That's negative, right? Well, sometimes negatives are good, right? So negative doesn't mean bad. Positive doesn't mean good. Right? So let's get out good and bad. Because when you look at tests, like I was very happy about the negative that came back yesterday. Negative, I did not have a kidney infection on yesterday, Saturday. So that's a good negative. So we need to, you don't need to, here's a suggestion, okay? Well, that's my bossy self, excuse me. But makes sense to me, right? Let's not look at negative as bad and positive as good. Right? It's the labels we choose. And labels can limit us, right? When we're limitless beings, really. We only limit ourselves. So, what we're reflecting on today is going into that dream time. What is that vision you had of yourself, right? Is that vision you had of yourself coming from you? Or was that how other people perceived you? Right? So, we can integrate that. What was that? And what did those other people see that really were us? That is part of us. Because it's all part of us, the light and dark. But what parts did we hide for fear they would not be accepted? So it might look like new abilities to somebody, but those have always been there. We hid them. So now it's time to unveil that. So that's the action, is unveiling those new abilities, those old abilities, those things that have always been there, right? In that dream time, that unlimited vision of yourself as you see yourself and express yourself. In integrating all that wisdom that you've learned, right? Integrating what is when you've gotten rid of everything that is not. Everything that is not you, you integrate everything that is you. In the highest, most divine parts of yourself. In the highest, most divine, loving interest of all. Right? Begins with you, begins within. So begin with you. Integrate all that you are Embrace all that you are and all that you've been through. Because it got you here today to being you, right? We had to survive. We had to do what we had to do to survive. Now it's time to thrive. So we can replace those old little instincts and we got to, the reactions. And now we can take that time to respond. Right? And we can integrate that, right? It's the patience. We roll with the punches. They've made us who we are today. And even those ones that have hurt us have helped us. As long as we take a look and we know, okay, it's not about blaming, but this was here to teach me something. What did this teach me about myself? What did this teach me about forgiveness? What did this teach me always? What is this lesson? What is the lesson I'm to learn? Sending out lots of love, always. And hey, if you need help trying to figure out that lesson, that's why you're talking to people and putting those things out there. Sometimes just reading it back to yourself or hearing somebody others, how that looks to them, or, just having somebody listen can help you find clarity that you never thought was there, right? Because sometimes we have a harder time getting out of our own heads. That's why I like these. Brings it out of our own heads, gives us some more clarity. So talking to others is like sounding boards too. It might not be something that they've said. Nothing. It's just that fact, listening, and it's getting it out of your head, right? So get out of your head, into your heart, drop it right down in there. Feel your way through it, okay? And get them to connect. Right? They can help each other. It's a partnership, right? Partnership. Oh, the whole being. So thank you very much. I love you all. You be you. You divine, beautiful beings. You are amazing. Amazing. And you are meant to be here. And I look forward every day to sharing with you. And I can't wait till you start sharing with me too. I can feel the vibes. But, let's get those fingers typing, talking. Do a little video. Send me a little video. How about that? How about I do little videos for you? Anybody interested in that? To do a little private session that I'm talking straight to you personally. Okay? Then I'm actually talking to you personally. Because I'm talking to everybody. And as I'm talking to you, as you're watching me, I'm talking to you personally, even through this, okay? Because you're an amazing being. Go shine your light bright in everything you do. You have nothing to be ashamed of. Nothing at all. You be you. Because that's what this world needs. Much, much love. Biggest heart hugs ever. Thank you for being you. Love and light always coming through.